Looks like we got a few folks in here already. And of course, there's trouble back there. She already knew what was up, came up here and made herself at home. Guess that sound thinks she thinks it's playtime. Whiskers on your legs. What are you doing? Here, come over here, son. Come on. Come on. All right, so tonight, room temperature. It's a Koenig Pilsner. From what I can tell, this one right here is from the mid 80s. I think they started this style right here in like 81, from what I can tell. And a 93 ham slice. I've got one 1993 left that was in a freezer. These were in a freezer till at least 96, because there's a sticker on there from, wow, I think his name was Mendez. It was, Staff Sergeant Mendez. He's the one that signed these out. But the sticker on there is pretty cool. I don't know that he could have just went in and checked them then. I don't know how long they stayed in there. And I cannot remember what is in this other than are the scallop or the cheesy potatoes in here. I can't remember. Cannot remember. But this should be interesting. I thought maybe make it a little more of a challenge and just leave it room temperature. So that should make it more interesting if nothing else. And of course, this is German. I assume it was probably imported somewhere here, although it doesn't say that. But it has a barcode on it, which I'm sure they use barcodes as well. Yeah, I don't see anything that says anything about it being imported, which I think they have to say imported, don't they? Oh my god. Awesome. Okay, so I need to deal with this real quick. Remove. Remove. I'm just going to go ahead and report you. I don't know what to report. Not commercial. I guess. Weird. Very weird. Person that I'm not even going to repeat your name, and I'm going to delete those if I can. And hide user on this channel. Okay. That should take care of that. I'm so confused right now. Okay, I'm alright, so as far as I know, that should have taken care of it. Yeah, it looks like some sort of burner account or something. So, I don't know. Weird. Let me make a post real quick, and then we'll get down to business here as usual. All right. Share. Oh, come on. Copy link. Sorry about that, guys. I have no idea what the deal with that is, but I guess stuff happens. And I was over on Slack a little bit ago. You're gonna have to get down. And I saw a, I think it was a post Corey made. I'm not sure, but it had some really interesting. I would call it interesting reviews that some guys made back in the early 2000s about MREs. They were testing out new MREs on some guys up in Alaska, and we're gonna check that out because it's pretty good. Download back in here, create a post real quick, because why not? Alright, post a link. Now. Join the chat. Okay, good deal. Post created. Hi, Brownie. Hi. Lay down there, or whatever you're going to do. Hi. There. Here. They can see you right here, Brownie. Oh, I know. Big baby. Okay. Alright, I think I'm done with that. Anyway, I don't know that that the bottles have to state that they're imports, or I don't know when they started making that standard. You two, you guys are going to have to quit. Opened in 1858. See, that's different information than what I had earlier. Situated in Beck, a neighborhood of Duisburg, Germany. And it's a well-known Pilsner over there. I've heard really good things about this, actually, from reviews that I read online. It's probably not going to be the greatest since this is roughly 35 years old and probably pretty skunky, but it's also room temperature, so it's got that going for it. And we're about ready to find out what it's like. Supposedly, it doesn't overpower the taste of even lightly flavored foods like seafood and whatnot. So I don't know. Okay, so that still somewhat sealed. Not much happened there when I popped that. Let me see if it's chunky. Oh my god. Well, kind of wish I wouldn't have picked this one, especially to be room temperature. Okay, so I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but you can't see through here for a reason, like you can here. Here you can kind of see light through there. Over here, there's nothing. I'm going to put this up and try to get some more of that light. Okay, you see? I don't know how to do this without blowing out the camera. It's way, way, way worse than what I thought. I guess can you guys see that in there? One whole, like it's been laying on its side for years. And a bunch of it's collected and stuck to the side right here. Oh, man. Well, I guess that's my fault for not paying more attention before I decided to do this. Alright. Well, I've smelled worse, but this does have a, how do I describe that scent? It has a very strange, like, after scent that almost, I don't even want to say it. It almost smells like poopy or something. It smells bad. I don't know what's going on with that. Well, it has kind of a little bit of an onion smell to it. I can't remember the last time I did one of these room temperature, so the Koenig Pilsner. It's definitely a German favorite, I would have to say. Let's see if I can get it. It's too much light. It's just too much reflection. This is a reflective label. Anyways, it's got like a metallic look to it. Anyway, here we go. By the way, we should be sending good vibes towards Aletha. I don't know if she's made it into the chat or not. She is in the hospital. I'm sure Jay's there with her. Liquid to solid, drinking it. Return it to liquid state later. Liquid to solid plus drinking it. Yeah. Yeah. I did see something about the hops that they used in this being pretty special. And that's kind of why it is such a well-liked Pilsner and kind of called the King of Pilsners over there, if I'm not mistaken. So, anyway, oh, there's Aletha. Oh, he had to work today. So well, the hospitals are getting weird around here, too, about visitors, from what I've understood. And not letting visitors in unless they have a passport, if you know what I mean. So, I don't know, just shaming people that don't have them, if you ask me. Have a little bit of dread on this one, but here we go. That's not how that's supposed to taste. Um, Oddly, it has like a chocolate note to it. I don't know what that's about. I know it's not supposed to be that way, but it does have a weird cocoa flavor going on that I didn't expect. But on top of that, it's very bitter and sour. Not like a overpowering sourness though. I would call it subtle. And I don't know if you guys can see that yet. You can't. Maybe. I wish I had a light. Let's see if this will work. No, still not. I don't know. I've never seen one look like this. It's interesting. I think it's supposed to be 4.9%. Oh, you guys know you can't stay up there, right? All right. It reminds me of something I've had before. It's got a little bit of the citrus kind of notes going on too. All the chunks at the bottom. Okay. Let's see if I can show this to you guys. Maybe. Turn this light off. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see it. It's a... I don't know what is going on inside this thing. It's very weird, though. My lighter's about to stop working. It is. Ah. Well, that one definitely didn't taste anything like what it's supposed to. I'm sure of that. But I think that the cap just wasn't sealed very well. I mean, it did release a little bit of air, but I guess sometimes they just go flat like that, because that thing was 98% flat, I would say. It's weird how that works. You know, with a pop, with a soda, if the cap is compromised at all, it's going to be flat. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it only takes a day or two. But it seems like with the bottle of a brew like this, that you can, it kind of hangs around for a while. Yeah, no luck on that though. Figure. Okay, you gotta get down. I gotta open food. Same for you. Here, you can get over here and lay on that box. All right. Ham slice. I think these are not the right away. Right away foods. This is definitely a 1993. Got a cat hair on it. Alright. Let's see what is in this vintage brown bag MRE that I'm really hoping is going to be edible. Back in the era of these menus right here, ham slice is one of the ones that I would have preferred to get, actually. So, we're going to look at the contents of this real quick, and then I want to read you guys those reviews, because they're really good. I really enjoyed them. I gotta get them pulled up on my phone again. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Let's see here. Where did he post that at? I'll find it. As soon as I click into it, here we go. And it looks like We Are the Mighty is where the article's from. It's 17 reviews. Alright, let me put that over here out of the way. Let's see what we got here. Yep, potatoes au gratin. That's what I thought. I wasn't 100% sure, because it's been so long since I've paid any attention to this menu. And we have... if they have those chips I've been looking for, grab me a bag or two of those. Cool Ranch Lays. The Doritos Cool Ranch Lays. Oh, cool. Lemon lime. Not one that you see a lot of. You see grape a lot and orange a lot. What else do we have here? Oh, brownie chocolate covered. These never work out for me. They're never edible. Just I never have that luck. 3097, 97th day. So that would put us in what? January, February, March, April. I do believe there was an April date on the case. And we have our little bottle of Tabasco that's looking pretty good, actually. It's not leaked out or anything or evaporated off. Sometimes they'll still be completely sealed and they'll have just a little bit in them, like this. This one right here. Really dark in there, kind of evaporated off, still completely sealed. You can't see where it leaked out or anything. I don't understand how that happens and what happened there. Very many years it would take for that to look that way and react that way. I guess only to air, honestly. You know, I forgot to tell Dan that I was going live over on Slack. Nice. Cocoa beverage powder. Yum. That sounds really good right now, actually. What else do we have in here? We have some not early enough crackers to be salted, but still early enough crackers to be good. Better than today's crackers. These are going to be the ones that are heavy with malted barley. Who made these? Craftco. Okay. This is right during the switch, I guess. These are these are considerably leftover from the Rafco era. Being you know, I think they 91, something like that. But these have a 3119 date on them. 119th day. That was my bad, guys. Of course, it wouldn't be a live stream if it didn't click out like that. And here we have a tea spread. It's not rock hard. I mean, I think it's actually just from being cold, because I keep these pretty cool. So, and it's not delaminated at all. Not even, I mean, look or listen. Forgot to plug in the microphone. Hang on. I think it helps. I think the microphone helps. It may not. Not even one little bit of lamination. And a lot of wrinkles like this, you'll notice if you've ever opened very many vintage MREs, when they get scrunched together like this in the pack, in the actual bag, the MRE bag, if they're packaged like that, this will start to delaminate before anything else. When they have small little creases and wrinkles like that, they'll delaminate. I don't understand exactly. I guess it just breaks down the integrity of it quicker. And check out that date code and other lettering and numbering. 3041A5TP. I guess TP being thermopack. Ow, that's actually really sharp right there. Needs to be kneaded. Kitty, you are not going to be able to stay up here. I'm sorry. Get over it. This cheese spread might be kind of edible. I'm not going to lie. It kind of seems like it's in the realm of possibility. Give it a good knead here. And it doesn't even seem to be delaminating with me kneading the crap out of it. Did a little bit right there. Delaminated. Maybe a little bit right there. Not bad though. Not bad. This flameless ration heater looks very good. It's a TruTech Incorporated, Riverhead, New York. And of course we have our cooked ham. Smoke flavoring added. 14th day, 93, when they decided to pack that one up. We've got our partially biodegradable MRE spoon. And here is our accessory packet. I'm going to cut it open. Alright. Let's see what we got in here. 93. There's a wet wipe. Those are Steve's favorite type of wet wipes right there. The ones with the black lines like that. Brand are those? Nice Pack. How convenient or how appropriate. Nice Pack Productions being Steve's favorite little wet naps. Cream substitute dry non-dairy. We got a pack of matches that are red tip black matches. Of course, they're made by Classic D.D. Bean and Sons out of North Carolina. Some iodized salt, 4 grams, a crap load of iodized salt. Some white chiclet style gum. Sebastian, Got our Domino sugar, 6 grams of that. I'm going to have to go get him. Got our brown Taster's Choice, fresh brewed, it says. Instant, you mean. And, of course, our U.S. issued butt ration. Toilet paper, napkins, paper towels, however you want to use them. All right. Come here, cat. Go on. All right. All right, before I go any further, let me, so these are, this article is by We Are the Mighty. That's where it's posted up on. 17 hilarious reviews of MREs from troops in the field that will bring back memories, it says. I don't know how old this article is. No, it's actually posted on August 21st, 2021. So, let me go ahead and give you guys the lineup here. There's one thing that the DoD can count on, it's soldiers to be bluntly honest about the food. In 2005, 400 soldiers from Fort Greely, Alaska were asked to taste test new menus of meals ready to eat for anything that might stand out to them. Fort Greely's finest filled out the evaluation forms, which were then compiled and sent to the DoD offices that manage the procurements of field rations. Grunts don't pull punches. Yeah, I read that wrong, sorry. DoD offices that manages the procurement of field rations. Now, grunts don't pull no punches. That's kind of the whole point of their job. The main results was that the U.S. troops got new MREs. Luckily for the U.S., or luckily for us, the Smoking Gun got their hands on the actual reviews, and some of the comments are gold. Number 1, they call Shakespeare. Cheese spread with bread is never liked mixed. Cheese spread with bread is never like when it's mixed. Anger is usually the result. Here, I'll just let you guys read it as well. And number 2 is the Prophet. I noticed this meal number was 666. I will probably die of a massive heart attack. Thank you for feeding me processed food. Number 2 is the Prophet. Number 3 is the Skeptic. This donut is just a brownie in a circle. Wait a minute. This donut is just a brownie in a circle with crappy quote-unquote frosting. What are you trying to pull? The Skeptic. I gotta say I like that one. The Poet. I believe it was the dinner meal that caused this chicken and dumplings, but it sounded like a flatulent symphony in my tent all night. There you go, the Poet. The Biographer. I have disliked cabbage since childhood. Giving a little bit of his life story there. The Drama Queen. Oh my God, what were you thinking? Don't give cabbage to a soldier ever again. Even POWs deserve better. That's the Drama Queen. I don't know what they had with cabbage. I obviously never made it. Although I wouldn't mind seeing some sauerkraut. That would be good. Like the Franks. The Fortune Teller. The entree will only be eaten if you haven't eaten all day. Now that sounds pretty good. That sounds about right. The Fortune Teller says the entree will only be eaten if you haven't eaten all day. The PR rep. Maybe change the name of Chicken Loaf. It scares me. That's good. Chicken Loaf had been around a long time at that point in the early 2000s. There it is, the PR rep. Maybe change the name of Chicken Loaf. It scares me. PFC Gung Ho. Put ranch dressing on everything. Airborne. That's funny that they put that on a review. Number 10. Nope. Stay down. This is the guy who's wrong about everything. He says, freaking hot sauce, put gummy bears inside. Yeah, he's wrong about everything. Everybody agrees that Tabasco is a good move. Sergeant WTF. Tabasco is good in your coffee. What the heck? I've never tried it. The obvious sapper. Change the Ranger Bar name to Sapper Bar. The stream of consciousness. 5. I guess it's menu 5. Veggie ravioli friggin' sucks. Spiced apple friggin' rock. Apple cinnamon pound cake tastes like cheap perfume friggin'. Is Chocolatto a foreign name crap? Pizza anything friggin' rocks. Gum is good. The stream of consciousness. That guy. No, cat. Go on. And Sergeant TMI. This new menu has me using the latrine 3 times a day. Sergeant Major No Chance. Please bring back cigarettes. That would be me right there. I'm the No Chance guy. Private Ungrateful. Jerky is very, very good. How many years did it take to figure that out? They must have had jerky as an item in the MREs there that they were testing, or as an item that they were testing. And number 17 might be my favorite. Sergeant Missing the Point. The name should be Fiesta Breakfast Party. That would be funny. The vanilla pudding is so good that I ripped it open, licked the inside, and rolled around on top of it like a dog. I prefer not to eat anything called loaf, but in this case, I made an exception. Thank God I did. That's probably my favorite one. I like that one a lot. I can just envision the guy like rolling around on the empty pudding package. Okay, the dog. Sebastian! What's he barking at, guys? Okay. Let me get this stuff open. And I do believe it was Jeez. I do believe it was Corey that posted that. Let me go up here and make sure I give credit where credit is due here. I take that back. It was Viper GTS. Type in Viper GTS on here. Viper GTS MRE, and you'll find Viper. Potatoes au gratin. You guys, I'm sorry about the dog. I apologize. He's not going to shut up until his food's ready. Alright, let me go throw these things in some boiling water, and I will be right back. Hey, that's enough. It'll be ready when it's ready. Okay, what time is it? Well, 34:13 on my clock. Get some of this other stuff ready. Get rid of this. Alright. Drinks. Got 3 drinks in this one. That isn't common, I don't think. Typically you get 2, I believe. Good old crackers, and unfortunately cheese spread. I'm going to go get other spreads for the crackers, because no way am I going to eat all those crackers with well, I mean, I'll eat some with the ham, I'd say. I assume it's probably going to be good. Freaking dog. let's start off with the coffee. 4mre.com, you guys. If you need some MREs, you can go over there and check them out. Say they probably still got some. I would assume that the code OS10 is probably still functional. OS10 or Oldsmokey 10, either or. Now, I don't know why I opened the creamer first before I checked the coffee. That was not smart, but I can throw it in the cocoa beverage powder if nothing else. Yeah, no. This is actually pretty bad. I don't know, man. I'm gonna make it anyway. I pass on these so often. I mean, it's very, very black in color, and it should be more of a brown. So maybe it just got a light bit of moisture into it. I don't know. And that's why it done that. I don't particularly think that that's mold, because I've seen moldy coffee and it be kind of furry, and that didn't really look furry. Alright, put the sugar in and we'll see how it turns out. Probably not very well, but even that sugar was a little bit chunked up. A little bit, a lot. It's not like it was one solid chunk, but it was quite a few chunks in there. Alright, give it some hot water. We'll see if it'll dissolve. Probably take it a little bit. Just set it off to the side and let it sit. Maybe it'll stir in, maybe not. Don't know. Don't foresee that little bit of powder making me sick or anything, but I don't know. We'll find out. So if a dog is barking at nothing, he's actually barking at a ghost. Maybe. I can agree with that. Dogs and horses can see ghosts before humans can. Yeah, I would agree with that. I believe that, Bus Stop. I think, I don't know, man. With as much proof as there is out there with about reincarnation, you know, that pretty much, that's got to make you think that just about anything's possible. But the stuff that I'm talking about with reincarnation, it's undeniable. The kids that, gotta try a little bit of this powder in my hand here. Yeah, I think that's okay. Tastes a little funny. Might not be perfect. Alright, some more hot water up in this bad boy. Should be about right. Let's see, coffee pieces on my tray. They gotta go. 30. That stuff's been in there just about 5 minutes right now. I'll give it one more minute. Just a quick stir. Give this a quick stir too. Let's see. That looks like it actually turned out. I think it's going to make it. It's getting a little darker as I stir it there. Must be stuck to the bottom or something. Probably is. Had that happen more than once. That's about the appropriate amount of water for both of those. About 6 ounces, 7 maybe. Definitely closer to 6 on the cocoa. Alright, let me go grab those real quick. Okay. Well, I don't know about this ham slice. It maybe might have a pinhole in it, actually. Strangely enough. Looked like it had fat leaking out of it, which is would not be good. I'm hoping that's not the case, but surely looked that way. We're going to go with the Superman cup, maybe. Maybe not. Okay, I got it. For our lemon lime beverage base powder. Okay, that looks awful weird. I'm going to try it in my hand here a little bit. It's definitely gotten some moisture. Tastes really good though. I'm a big fan of lemon and lime. Mixed together like this. Tastes quite good actually. Alright. Got about 4 or 5 ounces of water right here. Oh, that color's horrible. Let me go grab another bottle of water. Alright. Wow, that cleared up pretty quick. I'm not going to add too much water because I prefer to taste it. Give it a good stir. I've been having some pretty active storms here today. Lots of thunder, lots of lightning. I actually watched a tree fall down on the riverbank a little bit ago. All right. Set that there. Let's check out the brownie. Here it is. Good old brownie. Just like the cat. Cross section. The nuts are very, very dark, which of course, setting in the inside the brownie for what, 28 years, I assume that the nuts would soak in some of that, you know, the actual brownie itself when it was being made. So that doesn't exactly scare me, the darker color on the nuts, when it's, especially when it's a darker colored like batter or something like this is. Okay. Quick. A little cut, just like Gundog says. Smaller the hole, the more control. That's a very small hole, though. And we'll see how these crackers come out. Hopefully, they'll be good. I think they will be. Oh, yeah. Really nice little pop hiss there. Very well toasted. Like, actually, much more toasted than they usually are. Give them a smell. Yeah, they smell really good, too. There we go. I still gotta go get some jam for them bad boys. Let's get these taters out of here. Alright. Okay, it's not looking too bad. Whoop. Smell alright, smell very cheesy. They don't smell wrong or anything. And you can see all that crap all over the ham there. I don't know what's going on with it. We'll see. See what it smells and looks like. It looks like a slice of Spam, pretty much, instead of ham. That's one of the thicker chunks of ham slice I've ever gotten. Look how thick that is. What is that? What is that? I'm digging into that, getting the corner off of there. Let's see what that is. Huh. Well, that's an interesting little tidbit. Not so sure I want to eat that. Oh well. Ham's not supposed to last 28 years. I know that. And it still, to this day, is awkward to shovel this into your gullet without a second thought. I mean, I definitely think about it before I do it and assess the situation beforehand. It smells really good. I mean, it just smells like ham. I mean, it's very over-processed where it's pressed and formed, obviously. All right, here we go. Down the hatch. Okay. Like I had mentioned earlier, this is one of the menus that I would probably prefer to get back in 93 era. You know, you probably could be getting these in like 95, 96, 97 even, maybe even later. I mean, I know guys right now that are still getting 2014 and 15 MREs. The military does not get rid of them like you would think that they wouldn't cycle them out, especially if they've had them in cold storage or something. Got a little brine there. Yes, it smells good, kitty. It smells like ham. Yum, yum. Nope. You can lay down right there. Right there. I am going to be going for some of these scalloped potatoes over here. Are all gratin. These are all gratin. My bad. I don't know the difference, actually. Call scalloped potatoes now, and all gratin potatoes is the same thing to me. So these are a little darker than what they should be, I think. I've had them where they've been lighter in color. These are more like a gray tone to them in person. They don't look too bad on camera, from what I can tell. But they also have a little bit of an off smell. I don't know. Let's find out. Down the hatch. Let's see. Oh, that was a lot. That's too much. So the cheese is definitely not right. The potato's texture's fine. And the flavor of the actual potato, once you get past the cheese flavoring, is fine. But these are definitely not what they're supposed to be like. They have a rotten flavor to them, to be honest. They just do. Like, they're not... That's too much, again, but oh well. Second bite was better. I don't know why. Kind of like scalloped potatoes with ham. Kind of. Guess we can try that out. Mix the two together. And see what they're like. Very good, actually. Second bite's better because your brain's canceling out the poison. I hope that's not the case. Although I know you do acclimate to things very quickly. Especially in bad situations. And we learn to put on a smiley face and act like there's nothing wrong. When it could be everything being wrong. If you're a POW or something and being tortured daily, I mean, you just gotta, you know, I don't know what you'd have to do. I've never been in that situation. I can only assume. Kind of just keep going. Okay. So some bites of this ham are softer than others, and I don't like that. It's like fat. See that? That looks really good right there. See how that's nice and shredded? The texture of that looks great. Look at this. That is what it's supposed to look like, in my opinion. If it all looked like that, I would be devouring it. And this ham is actually, it tastes fine, I think. That's the best bite I've had. But look in here. Like, that's definitely some weird gelatinous fat that is not going to get eaten by me. Yeah, but the way that bite I just had being like real nice and fibrous and stringy like that, that's the way it should be, you know, when you're dealing with the actual fibers of the pig itself. That's what you would be dealing with, and that's the way it should look. Not like this. Not like this mush. More like this. That's what you want to see. Same exact type of fiber in chicken. Now I'm going back in for another bite of the ham with the kind of nasty potatoes up here. The less cheese, the better, as far as the potatoes are concerned. I mean, they're not ruining it, you know? They're not. They're not good, but they're not bad, if that makes any sense. They're just barely edible, is what I would call these. I think most people would probably not eat these. I know I'm a little different. That's why I'm eating them. It's time to add some cracker. Holy crap. That did not break the way I had planned. Not even close. There we go. It's barely edible. Sounds like what your wife made for dinner, huh? You better not hear her. Let her hear that. Oh boy. Well, you know, the back side's lighter than the front. Obviously, this side gets more of the heat when baking than this side. Obviously, probably laying on some sort of baking pan. Give it a try. So during this era of cracker, they're airy. They have like this flakiness to them. When you crunch them down together, those flaky layers come together and give it a really nice crunch. I like that. These do have a strong malted barley flavor to them. That is, I mean, it's strong. It's a predominant flavor of these crackers. But they mix very well with the very salty ham. They kind of mellow it out a little bit. Yeah, I like that. Well, it's time to go for a, I guess, an everything bite here of ham. Barely edible au gratin potatoes and cracker. Here we go. Oh. Went and grabbed 2 packs of strawberry jam for them crackers. But you know what? Wow. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going in for seconds on that. Yeah, something. The cheese has definitely got a what do I like a almost like a curdled flavor to it. Like the cheeses went bad. It's got a slight bitterness to it that shouldn't be there. But something about these three together is working for me. I'll tell you what, if you could find MREs same age as this in the apocalypse that were this good, you would survive. I could eat this entire meal. Well, I haven't tried those two things yet, but so far everything I've eaten, I could eat it all. I didn't really know what to expect coming into this, whether or not that'd be the case. But I'm just going to keep going for it here and pray that I don't have really bad after effects. Because even when things taste mostly alright, this tastes okay. Those taste fine, obviously. This is questionable at best. Even when you think you're going to be alright, sometimes there's some consequences. That's how I would describe it. I mean, like I said, it just these flavors are working for me right now. Although that cheese is definitely getting worse the more I eat it. I feel like I need more ham to cover it up every time. Yeah, I'm done with that. I'm done with those anyway. Something else, this ham slice, it's got kind of like a rind around the outside of it, and I really like that. It's like harder outside shell. Old MREs, Italian, French, with alcohol in them, German, not in them, but beer was handed out as a ration. Americans did it too. Italians still do it in their rations. It's called a cordial. It's a very tiny little sip of alcohol that you get with your breakfast, basically. Alright, I'm going for the lemon and lime first, so those other ones don't blow out my palate. And this one should just cleanse it. Well, it's not perfect. But it's not bad. It kind of tastes like baked sweeteners for some reason. Let me take a look at that package. Sorry, Brownie. Let's see. There are no ingredients on there, so could very well have some fake sweeteners up in there. It definitely tastes like it to me. Probably aspartame. Be my bet. This era was a popular ingredient. All right, Brownie. Not the cat, but hang on. Here, Brownie. Here, Brownie. Just gave Brownie some little bit of ham. All right, here we go with the brownie. Let's see how it is with the brown nuts in it. Down the hatch. Okay, that's awful. I mean, it's just dry on the inside. The the nuts give it a little bit of crunch, but it's bitter because the nuts are rancid. I mean, um, so I can't say anything good about that. The rancidity level is not so high that I get the instant numbness. I get the the coating of my mouth and tongue and cheeks. I guess that's part of my mouth. But it's got this bitter follow up, and I guess I'm getting a little bit of a throat feel from it that makes it a little more difficult to swallow that I don't like. I don't think these were ever good. I don't think these were good when they were first made, brand new. I don't think they were good then, and they're definitely not good now. I've still to this day not had a good brownie. I've had ones that I could eat. I could eat that one if I had to, but oh man, look at that piping dream. Disgusting brown, gray looking. It doesn't look good at all, but give it a smell. Oh, I know that smell. Sour smell. All right, Brownie, that's enough. Come on now, get out of there. Go on. Go on. Here, I'll give you a chunk of ham. Here. Here, Brownie. There you go. All right, I'm going to try this just for the sake of the live stream and because I always try it. But I have a good idea. It's not going to taste good. But I've been surprised before. So, I don't know. Let's find out. Okay. Definitely has that old foot, like nasty gym sock type flavor going on there. It doesn't taste anything really like cheese anymore. That does provide a little bit of a weird mouth feel as well. I'm not down with that. Not down with that at all. The cheese spread sucks. It's far from being any good. I can't continue with that one. I mean, if I had to, I could eat the rest of that brownie. Not that I would want to, but if I had to, I could. The cheese spread, on the other hand, I would struggle taking another bite of that. Like, it's not food anymore. I am not going to waste these crackers, though. I'm going to put some good old MRE strawberry jam on these bad boys. A big old bite of strawberry jam on the cracker. Tell you what, they didn't put strawberry jam in MREs back when this was made. And the strawberry jam mixes really well with these old school, old type flavor crackers with the malted barley heavy flavor. They, I don't know what it is about that makes it so good, really. It's just a very well-balanced flavor that works really well together. This is what I was talking about, like the layers. The way that all goes together. See, it's kind of airy. It's good stuff. Really good stuff. I'll tell you this. You could not buy these crackers, anything like these crackers, I should say, that I have ever been able to find or ever seen anybody else have. You can't match these crackers. Not at all with the flavor or anything else, really. I mean, there's things out there that people claim are close, but in reality, I mean, I can tell you like some things that are the closest you can get. That doesn't mean, to me, that they're like really the same. Brownie, get out of there. You need to quit. Go on. She's trying to dig into that that empty ham pouch. That tells you anything. The cat's after the empty ham pouch, so she knows. She knows what's good. Brownie, stay out of that, by the way. I guess I'll go for the coffee first. ForeignMRE.com, guys. They probably got cases of MREs still. I haven't checked in a little bit. And they had first strike rations there. Both those would be on sale with the code OS10 or Oldsmokey 10. Get you $10 off every case that you order. All right, here's the coffee. Let's see what it's like. It was nasty, remember what it looked like? So it does taste weird. It doesn't taste awful because the cream and the sugar, I think, kind of make up for it. I don't know, man. It's got a weird flavor to it. Can't put my finger on how to describe that to you, though. It's not awful. It's not awful by any means. But this is what I've been looking forward to. Hopefully this is actually really good. Let's find out. Sometimes it's hard to tell with the cocoa beverage powder right off the rip. Well, that could be borderline. Kind of suspected that from trying the dry powder. Now that I taste it, I don't know about that one. That could be a stomach ache waiting to happen. I don't think it's anything that would put a hurting on you too bad. Oh, well, I mean, other than a stomach ache. And sometimes those expired dry milk stomach aches make you wish you were dead. I don't know how many of you guys out there have ever experienced that, but I guess it's kind of like having a really bad case of a sour stomach, or maybe that's what it is. You know, I remember, I've had it since I was a kid, but I remember having it often as a child, where you'd like eat too much dairy or something, and you would like get sick in your mouth and swallow it back down. You'd instantly have a sour stomach. Ham Daddy 34, Ham Daddy. That's an appropriate name for tonight. And look what I forgot to use. I'm not doing it now. It's too late. I've already gotten into desserts and hot chocolates and coffees, and Tabasco just doesn't do it for me at this point. Just bought a case tonight with a couple first strike rations from ForeignMRE.com tonight. I used Smokey's code and saved a few bucks. Good stuff. Good deal. I'm glad I could help save a little bit of money for you guys. I mean, if you don't buy, if you buy over there and you don't use my code, you're paying whatever the full price is. So yeah, it's cool to be able to pass along a little bit of savings. And I think most people think that I probably make something from that. I don't. And I don't want. It's not. If I wanted to negotiate something like that in my past or future, I'm sure that that's something I could do. But that's not what I'm in this for. It's not what I do this for. I do this because I enjoy it. I love checking out old food like this and diving into different little aspects of the history of certain things. You just never know what what kind of rabbit hole you end up down sometimes. Viper GTS tonight provided those really cool vintage reviews that some guys that were testing out prototype MREs or trial MREs. A lot of stuff that didn't make it. The chocolate donut sticks out in my mind. The circular cut brownie with crappy icing, the guy said. Uh-oh. I think that's probably the last time that'll light. I don't think my chat's working properly. G. Schultz says that's the same with him with the code at Minotaur and MRE Nation. Same for me. It's literally just passing along savings to folks that are kind enough to watch my videos. That's all it is. It's just a code that they set up that we could actually get to share with you guys. And we love Smokey right back for sharing with us. Well, thank you so much, Dan, for that super chat. First one of the night. Thank you so much from over there in Australia, dude. I even said at the very beginning of this, I was like, shoot, I should have let Dan know that we were doing the live stream because I was already over on Slack there a little bit ago, and I even had a really cool thing that Viper GTS posted up on there of 17 vintage reviews from like 2004, I think they said they were, of guys that were posted up in Alaska that got to try out some, I guess I'm going to call them prototype MRE items. And one of them was, I remember Chicken Loaf, and Chicken Loaf in 2004, that just blows my mind that they would have tried to bring Chicken Loaf back in 2004. But it is what it is. And that was a recently posted, I think even this month, on that We Are the Mighty, I think is the name of the website. But thanks again, Cyanide Cookies, or Dan, over there in Australia. The codes are just another example of the coolness and friendliness of this great community. I agree. It's kind of like it's a thing that's kind of in the community. So if you are on one of my live streams or whatever, and check out one of my descriptions of any of my videos, you'll see those codes or links to different shops and codes where you can save some money. And most people that do that on any other channel here on YouTube, if they are doing that, I'm just here to tell you, they're making money. They will not promote another company without getting a kickback from that. They'll get a percentage of whatever it is, or they will get like an upfront signing, like, okay, I'll run the ad on the next 15 videos or whatever in the description, and they'll get like $5,000 or something crazy like that, depending on the size of the channel and things like that. Oh, did I miss another super chat? My bad. I don't think I did. No, just Dan. I got Dan. Okay. Well, one of my goals is to make it to Australia. And if I come to Australia, Dan, I'm going to have to come and knock on your door at some point. Hopefully that won't be too much of an inconvenience. No, I wouldn't do that to you, man. But I am going to come over to Australia. Like, I've always wanted to see the land down under and experience, I guess, the culture, really. Of course, I'm not going to lie, Crocodile Dundee kind of, get out of there. Go on. Seriously. Piqued my interest for the Australian culture. Yeah, it's definitely on my bucket list. Germany's another one. Just because I've made friends in Germany as well. Like, that's another place that that's not the only reason. Obviously, that's not the only reason. that's steeped in American history. Germany is just a huge part of American history, being all through World War II. It was kind of a obvious factor, and to be able to go over there and see where a lot of the battles were fought and where my grandpa was at, I really want to do that. And I've also heard it's really beautiful over there. They got some really nice countryside over there. Of course, I know uh, Housel on MREinfo.com. He's a really good buddy of mine. I have tons of respect for that guy, and I know a lot about his history and things that he's done. Like he was in the military and had a horrible accident whenever I think it was when he was in. And we've talked a lot about that because of a lot of the medical stuff he had to go through versus like some of the medical stuff I've went through, and he's helped talk me through some things that I've went through, and that's, I don't know, I can't say enough about the community over the past 5.5, 6 years that I've been a big part of. They've been a big part of my life. G Schultz, he's been on Slack. G Schultz, if you don't have Slack, dude, you need to get over on there. I'll set that up for you. I'll get a hold of K-Man and have him set you up, and you'll just have to download it on your smartphone or whatever, and we'll get you set up. That way we can chat. You can chat with everybody over there and talk to Housel and some other good folks over on there. And I can't say enough about like my Canadian friends up there. I got to make it to Canada too. Like I've never been out of the country. I've never been out of the United States. So, Minnie, stop. But yeah, I've got to make it up to Canada to see BTemple, CT, Smitty, see those guys. Minnie, go on. One of these days, you just, life's not long enough. It really isn't. It just kind of ticks by day by day, and then before you think about it, it's been a month. The months click by before you realize it's been another year. The years click by before you realize it's been 5 years. I mean, you try to live life the best you can, but you also realize like you could do more, or you should have done more, I guess. And of course, I know it's all perspective. It's all in how you take it. Um, yeah, Renee, I know. That's what they're wanting is more ham. We've only got a little piece left. I'll probably share some of that with them. I'm probably going to eat some of that myself, to be honest. Yeah, but when you take inventory of what you've done and what you still need to do, or what you still want to do, I should say, and where you're at in your career and whatever the case may be, life things, it just never seems like you're satisfied with where you're at. And maybe that's just part of being human. Because if you ever did get to the point to where you're like, okay, this is good enough. I think I'm good where I'm at, and with what I've done, then I think that's when a lot of people end up passing away. They get to the point to where they don't feel like they got anything else left to do. I was watching this story earlier today about this guy. He's had cancer for the past 15 years, and all the doctors keep telling him to do is settle down and rest, and you don't need to be out working so hard because he's working on a farm. And it's been 14 or 15 years now, and they kept telling him he only had a couple years, and then only had a year, and that was years and years and years ago. And if you cave in and give in to that stuff, then yeah, that's what's going to happen. You're going to listen to the doctors, and you're going to give up, and it's going to be the end. But with your mind being so strong you can overcome almost anything. I know it sounds crazy with almost just willpower. Not everything, but so many things are overcomable by just setting your mind to it. I'll give you a good for instance that I was watching another thing that I've seen on television or something like that. This guy was a part of a drug program. I guess I'm talking so much to you guys. I may as well flip the camera around, huh? He was part of a drug program, and they were there. I think there were 14 uh, candidates that were being given these drugs, and out of the 14, 4 of them or 5 of them they were being given placebos. Well, this guy was really sick, and he decided that he was just kind of done, and if he took all the medication that they gave him, it was going to kill him. So he'd basically given up. He took all that medication at one time and had himself rushed to the emergency room, and his heart rate was his blood pressure was insane. He was dying. He was dying, legitimately dying. And he told them, they asked what he'd done, and he told them he took all his medication. And they looked at his medication and called his doctor. And when they called his doctor up, his doctor said, okay, hey, put me on speakerphone. I want him to hear me. And he addresses the man. And he says, you know all those pills you took earlier? He said, those were sugar. He said they were a placebo. And where the guy was all hooked up on all the machines and everything, immediately his blood pressure normalized with 120/80. All of the symptoms that he was having, the stomach pains, everything that he was having, immediately went away. And it was all in his head. All in his head that he was creating all these symptoms for himself whenever he had literally just taken a handful of sugar. I mean, that was all he done. So, if that doesn't speak volumes to how powerful your mind can be, I don't know what does. So, I mean, and there's stories of people doing things that seem inhuman. Things like, well, of course, they made a movie about the fellow that got stuck in a rock and cut his arm off. Could you imagine doing that? I mean, I've thought about like what he had to go through to do that, because I've had a very substantial injury where I had a large bone in my body like that, and snapped and flipped around, and the amount of pain that I was in, it was unbearable. So for him to be able to, obviously he had to put some sort of wow. Help me out in the comments here. He needed to put on a tourniquet. Had to put on a tourniquet. And he had to cut through his arm with like a little penknife. But obviously that would be insanely, horribly painful, cut through your muscle, your tendons, and everything. But then he had to snap that off. Like, I can't even imagine what he had to go through. Like, it had to be the fact that he didn't give up after needing to walk out of there. I mean, it's unreal. And that's just one example that I know about. I'm sure there's thousands and thousands and thousands of things like that people have been through that are even more intense and worse than that. Yeah, the whole taking the easy route out. I wish I could, Phoenix. Unfortunately, that can't happen yet. I wish I could. Eventually, I will be able to, but now it could be a lot longer than what I was hoping or thinking. But we're prepared for the long haul. If it ends up being another year and a half, 2 years, however many years a court system can drag things out, so be it. Yeah, I can't imagine it either, man. Like, you know, I mean, like I said, I had an injury that was substantial, and oh, it's all good. But to think about like doing that to yourself, but it was either that or he was gonna die there, and not die quickly, die slowly. You know, being stuck in between those two rocks. Minnie, all right, that's enough. That's enough. All right. Hopefully that'll take care of it. Whew. Anyway, yeah, but power your mind. Some of the things that if you set your mind to doing some great things, you will eventually. If you work towards those goals constantly, you will accomplish some of the things that you set out to accomplish. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get part way there, and then you get distracted by something else, or you're not willing to commit fully and make the sacrifices. That's a lot of times what it is. For instance, when we're kids, we say we want to be the president of the United States or an astronaut. Those are two things that require extreme amounts of basically giving up all other aspects of your life. You sacrifice. You sacrifice having a normal family life most of the time, you know, because you're dedicated to what you're doing. The Indy 300 beer, the green one. Um, that was a what was the name? What was the that fellow that was there with us? He had a beer from '72 when he was born that his dad bought the same night that he found out that his wife was pregnant with him. So the guy that was standing there that beer was bought on the night that his dad found out that he was a thing, that he was inside his wife's belly. So we had that. We had a was it a flat top? We had three different of the same brand, and I cannot remember what the brand was. It's driving me crazy right now. But anyways, the so that green beer didn't start out as green. It started out a pretty nice amber color. It tasted like crap. It didn't taste good at all. The bottled beer tasted all right. The other one that we tried was horribly rusty and metallic. And then the Indy 5 or Indy was it Indy 300, Indy 500. I think it was Indy 500. Um, it was from 1942. I remember that. It was in a the can was very shiny metallic green, but it was rusty. And we dumped that out, and it had a pretty normal look to it. I gotta say, it looked pretty normal. Oh, the Detloff Pass incident. That's an interesting one, yeah. Um, you will never know what happened there though. But after we dumped that out, and after we filmed the part of us trying it, which it wasn't good, but it was something that you could still, at that point, at that moment, you could drink it, and it didn't taste horrible to the point to where you would want to gag. I've had beers on live streams right here that I could not stomach. I could not drink. They were so bad. It's happened twice. Um, that one was drinkable, but they set this clear glass of that beer on the table or on the counter. We were standing at a counter at DeKine's. He's the largest beer trader in the world. Super cool guy. Has all these beer trading parties and stuff. Great, great fun. Great environment and place to be. It was really cool. Within 15 to 20 minutes of setting that down, we were still filming. I looked over at that beer about 10 minutes in, and I could tell it looked different. And about 5 to 10 minutes later, it was bright green. I mean, it was that color green right there. If not even brighter color green than that right there. I've asked scientists that were part of the show, food scientists. I've asked multiple people what would have caused that beer to turn bright green like that so quickly. Nobody had a solid answer for me. The only thing I can think is possibly well, it wasn't exactly highlighter green. It was just an extremely bright color green. It was very, very bright in color. I'm trying to think it was kind of like that color green right there. Yeah, see, this is brighter than this over here by a little bit. See, this is more like a grass green. This is like a super bright green. It was that color. And all I kept thinking was it turned green like that in my stomach. Like, what is happening in my stomach right now? I didn't feel the greatest after that. I'm not going to lie, but I don't know that was it. That was the cause of it. It was an interesting thought to have in your head that such a harsh reaction was happening inside your body. Well, it sounds like Aletha is taking off. Well, we want to send good vibes to Aletha and hope that she gets well as soon as possible. I know how bad it sucks being in the hospital and being on limited diets and making you eat like clear, soft foods, clear liquids, clear soft foods, and all that crap. It just chicken broth, like you're craving food. Which, I mean, by the time I got to eat, I think I was like 8 or 9 days in this last time, and holy cow, I was so freaking hungry. I had an appetite. I was hungry, but then once they turned me loose to where I could actually eat, nothing tasted good, and the hospital food was horrible. I got to eat some hospital food. They started me out on like low fat or fat free, no fat maybe, and then low fat, and then full diet, like I could eat whatever over I would say 36-hour period or so. It was about a day and a half. They kind of went in 12-hour increments as long as I was holding stuff down and everything. And I'll tell you guys, come on, cat, Jesus, you gotta stop. Seriously, you gotta stop. You can't just do whatever you want whenever you want. Go on. She needs a home. She needs a home. It lit one more time. I didn't think I'd get one more light out of it. Summer's in a rear view, pretty much. You're right, Daniel. Yep, my kids just started school. Yeah, I don't know why they start kids so early. They got the seasons all mixed up, man. It ain't the same no more. Which, let's be honest, seasons don't make sense in school anymore, because the whole reason that the school was laid out the way it was so that kids could help farm. So during the summer season, they could be farming for their parents and work. And now, no kids leave their bedrooms hardly. It's video games or nothing. If you can get your kids playing sports, get them out of the house, doing that type of thing, then you're doing good. The whole world and environment has changed so much from when we were kids. I mean, I'm not that old. Uh, I don't think I'm that old. I'm 39. I don't feel 39 or think I don't feel 39 here. I mean, I definitely feel 39 down here below below my neck. But I wouldn't feel 39 had I not had the accident that I had. I feel like that set me back, set me my age feeling, I guess, whatever. That set it, you know, makes me feel older than what I am. And I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not going to dwell or talk about that too much. Hey guys, if you don't mind to hit that thumbs up or down. There's no middle, but up or down. Either way, let Google know what you're thinking. They love that info. Algorithm goes crazy for it. Doesn't seem to help a whole lot as far as, you know, promoting the videos and stuff anymore. I've come to terms with it, and I realize that posting regular videos is the way to get the algorithm to notice you. So I've got some things saved up for some really good content, and the way things have been for me, I kind of need help getting things set up and get them, try to pump out 2 or 3 maybe in one day, maybe film 2 in one day, maybe 3, and I want to change the format up a little bit somehow. I feel like the way I've been doing things and the way we've been doing things in the MRE community has gotten pretty stale, and I think we need to figure out a way to liven it up a little bit. And of course, I don't feel like my channel has to be only military ration reviews or food reviews. I feel like, if I want to venture out and try something else that interests me, I might try to do that and see if anybody likes it. It's a hobby. It's something to do, and keeps my mind off some of the negative crap that's going on. So that's what it is. Did I lose my chat? Wow, I did a long time ago. I'm 36 going on 22 over here. Still feel like a kid in my head. Same here, man. Although the gray's in my beard, yeah, I know. I got the same thing. Kind of. Yep. Same thing going on. I ain't went gray up here yet, but I did lose a bunch of my hair because of COVID. Um, if you would see a picture of me that I have that was like, I don't know, before I had COVID, I had twice as much hair right here as I do right now. And while I had COVID, like when I would wash my hair, comb my hair, like there was hair coming out of my head. And I'm not losing my hair now. Like, so it's not because it was time for me to start losing my hair. That's not what it was. I was losing my hair because I had COVID. So, it sucks, man. G. Schultz says, I'm not quite old enough to be Smokey's father, but not too far off, he says. Let's see here. You were in the military, what, in the, wait, no, Shocker was in the 80s. So Shocker would probably be old enough to I mean, I guess he probably could have been my dad. My dad died young. I think my dad died pretty young. I don't actually know how old he was. I'm going to guess he was probably mid-50s back in 07. He died in 07. Same year my grandma passed away. My grandma passed away in 07. My dad died November 5th, and my grandma passed away November 12th. Yep. Nope. Dad died November 5th. My grandma passed away December 12th. I was right the first time. November 5th and December 12th. It was a month and a week. Exactly. It was 5 weeks from Dad to Gran. Alright. Minnie, I'm not going to listen to you. Go on. Alright. going to sign out of this live stream now just so I can deal with her. I've got to go feed her. But it's been a great live stream. I've appreciated each and every one of you folks that's hung in here and hung out with us and chatted down through there. I've tried to talk with them. Hey, there's Bob. What's up, Bob? I haven't seen Blindside in the chat today. I'd like to chat with Blindside, man. He's a good guy, man. I like Blindside. I try to notice when people don't show up. You know what I mean? Because I mean, with Stivers, it took 5 weeks before we realized, for somebody else, not me, realized he wasn't in the chat, and looked him up and found out that he passed away, man. You know, I don't want that to be the case again, so I'm going to try to keep a better eye on it. It's there's a lot of folks to remember, so. But like I was saying, I don't want to end on a somber note. So the meal tonight, not bad. Not bad. I ate most of the ham, half the potatoes, quarter of the brownie, too much of the brownie, a little tiny bit of the cheese. I ate one of the crackers. I'm going to finish the other one here in a minute. And the hot chocolate, not so much. The coffee, questionable. Lemon lime's good. Enough. But I could survive off of this 28-year-old MRE. If it was the apocalypse and I found this MRE, I would be crapping in high cotton. Let's just put it that way. I would be whistling Dixie because my belly would be full. I would have energy, just like, I mean, I'm getting the calories. I'm getting what I feel like most of the nutritional value is still there. Not all of it, but most of it. But yeah, I have a Malaysian ration that I just realized it's kind of falling apart, the one that I have. It's a freeze-dried version that I have, but like the packaging's falling apart on it, the box is falling apart on it. I just took it out of a tote and was looking at it and was like, gee whiz, thing's not holding up very well. Now, I've kept it at perfect temperature too, like 68 or below at all times, except when my air conditioner was broke at the beginning of the summer. So I had which I did buy 2 ACs though. I bought an air conditioner running, so I don't know. I don't really know. Okay, going to sign off this time. Thank you guys for hanging out. I want to say a huge thanks to Dan for his patronage tonight, sending over a super chat, man. Thank you, Dan. Cyanide Cookies from Australia, man. I really appreciate the support. Thank you to all my patrons over there. I've neglected you guys so much, but what goes around comes around. You guys have helped me out over there. Trust me, I will repay the favor over there. Guaranteed. I always do. I always send out. I try to give back as much as you've given in. So if you've been a patron over there, say for the last year and a half, at let's say $5 a month, that'd be $60 in a year. It'd be about $100. So last time I sent you a package, if you were at $50, I try to send you at least a $50 package. Now you're at $170, whatever, right? $120, whatever it may be. I don't know. My math is way off right here. But say you're at $120 now, you've doubled it. I try to send you a $120 package. I try to send you the equivalent, so you're not actually out anything. That's what I try to make it as over there on Patreon, because I never set out to make anything off of this. That wasn't my point. My point was just, it started off adding to a community and building up a community, and it's just as much good for me as it is for anybody else. So it's just like a therapy type deal. So don't forget, hit the thumbs up or down if you don't like it. Either or, I appreciate it either way. So comment after it uploads if you don't mind. And yeah, so again, thanks to the patrons. And I guess now all I got left to do is say thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next live stream. Later.